Well, I know our real focus is tomorrow night's Taste of Hartsville,
Yes.
but real quick, how did you get on the PD Regional EMS Board? That's fascinating.
In my former life, no.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Many years ago, I used to be a paramedic, which probably no one ever knows.
Is that right?
I had,
Good.
I had a
yeah.
healthcare background, and I was a paramedic, and worked on some street EMS.
Had you thought about either becoming a doctor or being a full-time paramedic? Yeah. Or that was just volunteer?
No, actually, I was a full-time at one time.
Wow.
I worked on the street EMS, the 911, the street
yeah.
version of EMS, as well as I worked on a fixed-wing mobile intensive care unit for a hospital-based
Wow. Where was that?
team in
Here?
Charleston.
In Charleston?
Actually, in Charleston.
That's tremendous.
I still go back to Charleston and venture back every 4 to 6 weeks and sometimes ride with the EMS systems down there. And
is that right,
see
John?
some of the
Again,
trauma.
some of the things people really don't know about.
Still got to see
yeah.
the trauma every once in a while.
Right.
And I'm not very active. My paramedic certification is not active at all, but I still stay involved. Darling County, I was fortunate enough to get appointed by County Council to serve as a board member for the PD region for the EMS Council. And they help kind of do some of the training and some of the needed guidelines and training for EMS services and help them with education. And our goal is to help with the board members, which is made up of 12 counties in the PD region, to help make sure the education initiatives are met and provided to the services to keep the level of care to the citizens when they dial 911, that it's maintained and that everything, the best level of care is always provided, and it's always provided to the service providers.
That's tremendous.
So with that former EMS background, I guess it kind of tied in, and I definitely enjoy it, and it's something that keeps you still involved without being totally involved.
Well, that's why it's so important. I think a lot of folks may not think about automotive dealers as service providers, but really y'all are doing just that in many ways, both in a for-profit instance and in a non-profit instance.
Absolutely.
And you have to, particularly the locally owned operators, who are really focused on reinvesting back in the community.
Absolutely. And I said, this one of the things about having local ownership of a dealership.
Right.
We really do push back a lot of that money back into the community because that's the people who serve us. We serve them, they support us, we support them.
Sure.
Whether it be through 4th of July events in Hartsville, through the Taste tomorrow night in Hartsville, which is going to be a phenomenal event.
Oh, yeah.
Golf tournaments at Billy Hardy Home for Boys. Several educational initiatives we support. Our store in Lake City, we try to help out as much as possible with their events down there. Lake City is a wonderful community as well. A little south of where most of our other stores are based in Florence, Darlington, and Hartsville, but it's a great community, tremendous opportunities ahead of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're really turning things around, and it's a very warm community.
Lake City's got a long history, yes.
Absolutely,
yes.
and we try to get involved, and that's, I think, one of the benefits of having local ownership is we're able to be involved and definitely help out where possible.
And many of your counterparts in the industry are very supportive as well. Car dealers or folks think automotive dealers that have
really good guys
been making a commitment. We were with Erwin Paxton a couple of years ago filming up in Florence for an event. The Chamber Board, he was very active with at the time, and seeing his commitment was really really a special thing.
Very much so. There's some great guys in there.
Yeah. And it's, of course, the industry's, there's been some turmoil with some of the big automotive makers, but a lot of good coming around. I mean, you see light at the end of the tunnel.
I believe so. The gas issue has been a bit of an issue for bigger SUV sales, but it's coming around, and I think there will always be a place, fortunately, for the automobile business.
Sure.
People aren't buying the new like they used to. But
that's why you're importing your
pre-owned stores
facilities there in Florence. Yes,
absolutely, and we're still providing the new and the used service. And there's always going to be a need for the automobile business. It's just you've got to cater your product. Our product that we're selling today is not as expensive. We're not selling the $50,000, $60,000 vehicles like we're selling the $12,000 and $15,000 vehicles today because the economic concerns and the gas concerns. By all means, we're selling a lot more of those vehicles that get to 30 miles per gallon versus the cars that get to 15 miles per gallon. Absolutely.
Are gas prices ever going to drop way down, John?
I don't think so. I'm sure they'll probably steady out, and hopefully after this election come down some. But I think we've seen a trend that's going to, I don't think we'll see the dollar ever again, $1.50, $1.60 ever again. It'll probably be in the 2s and 3s.
Is that right?
I don't think it'll stay as high as 4 and 5, but I think it'll definitely. So, and you got the hybrid technology coming out.
Right. And you're feeling good. You're seeing the hybrid really making a difference.
Right. I think the biggest thing that's going to help the consumer is the E85. E85, it's a corn. It's a derivative of gas. It's not using as much crude oil. GM has really supported it. General Motors has. All the manufacturers are kicking in. Gas is running about 25 cents. It varies per gallon less.
Wow.
Because it's not as much crude oil based, and it's really, and it runs well in the vehicle. You have all the benefits and features of the power, which is a big thing for Americans. And they want They push that gas. They want the instantaneous power. And I think it's going to be a lot more dependent on the farmers of America to produce that corn.
Wonderful.
So I think we'll drive some more business internally in the United States versus having such a foreign dependency. I think that's where a lot of it's going to drive to personally.
Yeah.
They're still pushing the hybrids and the other types of vehicles.
Sure.
And I think they'll have their place, especially with the higher miles per gallon. But if you're still, we got the new Tahoe and the GMC Yukon coming out here in the next couple of months.
Right.
That's going to be hybrid technology.
Is that right?
20 miles plus, getting up. I think it easily goes up to higher, almost 30 miles per gallon.
No way.
So it gives that flexibility. So
will there ever be a point where you could have a real muscle car, a ton of speed, and still get decent gas mileages? I guess a Corvette.
What you define as decent.
Yeah, a Corvette has pretty good gas
Absolutely.
mileage for juxtaposed against a Viper or something like that.
Right.
It's albeit
the
Vipers
Corvette is an amazing car.
Yeah.
It's just truly for Corvette lovers, they can definitely appreciate it. We have one on our showroom in Lake City right now, and it's just to spend time with it, to truly understand the technology, the engineering behind the new generation Corvette.
Yeah.
It's the most underpriced vehicle probably ever.
Yeah.
Because the bang for the buck is overwhelmingly amazing.
Right. How about that Blue Devil coming out, the one Jay Leno's got his eyes on, the first production? I think that they got that nickname because the CEO of GM is a Duke graduate, I believe. Yeah.
I believe so.
So a good connection there.
I wonder
That's
if he's
going
to pay for that. The pricing is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
They got some great cars. The new Camaro's coming out as well.
Yes.
Late fall.
And so the focus will have to be on making a gas not as big an issue. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Our director, I don't want to speak for him, but I've heard him talk about offering $1 billion to each of the automotive makers to see who can more quickly come up with something.
I think it was Exxon, first quarter profits was around $90 billion.
Let's not pick on Exxon here. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. They may be a Fox.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
But they could, percentage of the profits.
Yeah, absolutely. $1 billion
They
each.
could cover GM's $3 billion loss easily and help us out.
I bet the Ford family would like something like that as well, and a lot of others.
Ford reported $100 million profit first quarter.
Is that right?
Things are back online.
And the new folks who've bought over the Daimler, now the Chrysler brand, bought that back, are really
they're doing well.
focused
I think
on the long term.
I believe the American automaker is finally trending back in the right direction.
Right.
Quality's par with the imports. Ford just announced they were initially par with Toyota, now they're par with Honda.
Wow.
So the quality's there, the technology is there, the safety is there.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to definitely give the imports a run for their money, which fortunately having all the new franchises is a good thing.
Yeah.
We have the import store for the used stuff. I can get you. We just.
I'm not going to put you. That's right. I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you what you drive, John. But I'm sure you move around at your 5 locations, your 8 franchises, and you can pretty well pick what you want. Yeah.
True. But the Dodge Challenger race just this past weekend, I'm still in a Charger.
Is that right?
So,
yes. You
need to be driving the Dodge vehicle with the Dodge race.
Good for you. That's
Absolutely.
right. Just 72 hours ago, or 100 hours ago. So much has to happen to get ready for a big event. And when we're thinking of the 26th annual, there's been a lot of preparation going on, not only the last 25 years, but over the last year. The Hartsville Chamber, even the Darlington Chamber, everyone's interested in that being
Sharman,
done
the president
well.
of the Chamber, starts literally the day after the last year's event.
Wow.
In planning for the next year's event. The number of man hours that she does with her staff is amazing.
Right.
We put a committee together with the board members that serve as well, countless hours. The preparation needed is overwhelming. That's what puts together such a phenomenal event.
Right.
You can truly tell the detailed planning involved because it is a fun-filled, exciting event.
Right.
It's going to be a wonderful. I can't wait tomorrow.
If viewers are traveling in from throughout the PD and have never been to Calmia Gardens, how easy is it to get to? Let's say one of our viewers from here at the beach wants to drive up from Murrells Inlet. If they're coming up 501, what's the best way to get to Hartsville?
There's several routes to get to it. I would probably still suggest them to call the Chamber because there's so many different avenues.
Good point.
Hartsville's a small community.
Right.
Lots of opportunity from different angles to come in. Call the Chamber office, 332-6401.
Well, that's
Susan.
I've got to say, a good man there. I mean, oftentimes someone would say, and you can pass my dealership here, and then
always
come
go by
my
the
dealership
151
there.
bypass,
That's
past
right.
the Chrysler Jeep Dodge store, no
Had
matter
to
where
get it
you
out.
go.
Good for you.
Right.
Good for you. 843-332-6401. Okay, and the big 4th of July event. You just got a couple of minutes to break down again why that's going to be such a special one. Fireworks.
5th annual.
Right.
Great community involvement.
Right.
Tons of vendors. Cotton candy, hot dogs, snow cones, peanuts. They're having Sonic's doing the hot dog eating contest.
Wow.
Cloud Farms is doing the pie eating contest.
Yes, a
Lots
pie
of
eating
fun.
contest, not trying out pies, but
That's
actually
right.
pounding them in.
I believe it's going to be the whole contest.
Wow.
And they had it last year, had a great time. Followed by, we have Lisa Hudson's going to be singing.
Oh, great.
The theme entertainment, phenomenal singer,
Right.
does a really good job. Once again, more importantly, it's a great time for everyone to get together. Right. Once again, at the Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Okay.
240-acre campus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll send it off. Gerald Malloy, Senator Malloy, is going to be our MC. You've never seen Senator Malloy do an MC. He's a character. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a lot of fun.
Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Right, in Hartsville.
Right.
Once again, the chamber can give you directions to get out there. Plenty of parking. The only charge is for parking, which is $1. Everything else is to get in is free. Lots of great time, good community time, family time.
And what really makes you tick, John? What is it in the community that's really keeping you going strong?
The community. I think just being involved. I enjoy serving on the chamber board in Darlington and Hartsville. I enjoy being part of the community.
Right.
And Hartsville, Darlington, Lakeside, they're all very strong communities, even Florence.
Yeah.
You support them, they support you. You have a tremendous. It's a great thing about small towns.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's name.
I love
it.
And
it's a we all support each other. We all promote each other. We enjoy community events like this. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Sorry we've run out of time. Stay tuned. A little more of John Isgett, Raceway Automotive Group, coming up next. We could have sat here for 30 minutes talking about 8 franchises and 5 locations and come on by the dealerships. What's he focused on? He's focused on tomorrow night. He's focused on the Taste of Hartsville, the 26th annual big event, but you got to call the Hartsville Chamber. Real simple phone number, 843-332-6401, 843-332-6401. He could have been talking about all these great makes and models, but what's he doing? He's talking about 4th of July and coming up to the Baptist Church up there and making a difference, getting out to support the community. How did he rap? What makes him tick? It's not a new model. It's not a fast car. It's the community making a difference in this community, the PD area. And of course that impacts the Strand, that impacts southeastern North Carolina, that impacts the Carolinas writ whole. Think about it. John Isgett sitting here, what are the things he could be talking about? He's not talking about them because he's talking about the community. He's talking about you. Take a look at him online, racewayautomotive.com, racewayautomotive.com, or again, pick up the phone and call the Hartsville Chamber. The tickets are on sale just today, maybe even a little bit tomorrow for the big event tomorrow night and July 4th. You can get out there. That's free to the public, $1 for parking. What a deal. John, thanks so much for being with us this morning.